have the solar panels above my top floor apartment in Brisbane. Approval was given by the body corporate with the proviso that the panels get inspected regularly, but no actual time frame was listed. I've now been asked to have the panels inspected every year, but I can't find any Queensland legislation that makes it mandatory to do so. I've checked twice with our Strata insurance company and they say that regular inspection is okay around every 3 years, as long as there are not any obvious problems like leaf blockages, etc., which we don't have. Our roof gets an annual safety inspection and certification, and the solar panels are automatically checked out as part of that, which includes anchor points. Do I now need also to get my own inspection every year at the request of the committee?
Yeah, that's a beauty. Going back to that approval. So at the end of the day, an approval is a privilege, it's not a right. And so treat it like a privilege. Having it up there, even though you spent the money, treat it like a privilege. In the absence of standards, talk to an expert is what I usually do. So even if that's like a plumber is an expert. My old man was a plumber before he became a health surveyor. So, a solar installer can be an expert as well. An electrical engineer can be an expert. I know that, for example, you should be cleaning panels annually because it impacts upon their efficiency. And that varies based on where you are and whether or not you're going to get salt or dust or all the other stuff. So I'd probably start there. And then if it was, for example, annually, which I think is, kind of feels right, and that's just a feeling, it's not based on any legal principle, then, what do? There's solar companies out there that will come in and do a check, a safety check and a clean, and get a little bit of correspondence from them and flick it through to the committee, and I like to get ahead of that stuff. Like before it becomes a problem, establish a course of conduct. 7 years down the track, someone on the committee says, that shouldn't be there, it's an eyesore, rah, rah, rah. And you've got 7 years of history of doing that. And then they turn around and say, I found in the conditions they're going to inspect regularly. It should be done once every quarter, for example. Well, you've got 7 years of history of doing it your way. And then all of a sudden some idiot is saying it's got to be done quarterly. Well, justify that. I've got my justification. Where's yours?